What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? I don't know how to feel about this because I've tried the unit, made a video on it, and I even made a post about it, right? And then I've made another video about another version of said character and had a significantly better experience. And even after that video, I continued using that team and got better results than with the new unit. So if you guys don't know, I've been playing Dragon Ball Legends for, at this point, over 8 years now. And I've gotten extremely invested in the story. Now, when it comes down to characters, we ended up getting a new free-to-play unit, and that unit is Super Saiyan God Giblet. I've wanted this character to be playable like outside of story mode for I don't know how many years at this point. And as hyped and excited as I was for this character to finally become attainable outside of story mode, we were left with a unit that quite literally takes value away from the team that he's supposed to work on. Let that sink in. We got a brand new in a sense, right? Unit that is supposed to add some sort of value to the team where he's so detrimental that having him as a battle member actually puts you in a worse position than just not having him on the team at all. Now, what I mean by that is Super Saiyan God Giblet, the free-to-play yellow unit, has no type of damage, apart from one thing which I'll specify later. He has no defenses. He has darn near, actually no, I'm pretty sure he has no modern abilities correction. He does have the means of being able to nullify cover change, but the primary means of doing so is landing an arts card in a meta where most characters are able to nullify cover change just because the wind is blowing. So I don't understand why the Dragon Ball Legends devs continue to give units the ability to nullify cover change by landing an arts card. It makes no sense because when you throw them in, guess what? They're susceptible to cover change. And when you have units that are capable of covering both either blast or strike, that ability serves no purpose. Like, unless you're like gonna try to anticipate dropping a combo, which is never a guarantee, in comparison to units that just hop in and nullify cover change. It doesn't make any sense to me as to why they did this unit so wrong when a lot of people, especially like myself included, were looking forward to seeing what he's capable of doing once he becomes attainable outside of story mode. I did mention that there is one, and I use this term very loosely, saving grace of this unit, and that's his special move. That is it. Like, his special move hits respectively like hard, right? Like, if you like use it at the right moment, that special move is going to deal respectable damage. But that's it. Like, this unit offers absolutely nothing else to the table. Now, here's what makes that so frustrating. This is the free-to-play unit of part 2 of the Dragon Ball Legends 8th anniversary. We are still in part 2 right now, and this unit is practically dead on arrival. Serves no purpose on his teams at all, not a single one. The reason why it also upsets me so much is because 2 years ago, we got another version of this character. For the first time ever, we got a dark type unit outside of story mode, which we never thought would have been possible because dark type would in theory be one of the most broken typings in the game because they have an advantage against all 5 main element factors, all of them. So it didn't matter who you brought in, he would always be at an advantage, always. The only counter to the dark type unit would be the light type, which is Shallot, right? And now technically we have 2 light types, so we have 2 counters against him. But 2 years ago, we got a dark type Giblet unit. First dark type ever, and still to this day, first dark type that we can, and only dark type we can use outside of story mode. I did a video using that unit instead of the free-to-play Super Saiyan God Giblet that we just got. He performed significantly better. Like, even though Power Creep has gotten this unit, he still dealt more damage than Super Saiyan God Giblet. He was able to take damage better than Super Saiyan God Giblet. His special move hit harder than Super Saiyan God Giblet. And I gave him, again, these are both free-to-play units. Like, I gave the Dark type Giblet the exact same equipment that I gave to Super Saiyan God Giblet, and he performed better than the new free-to-play Super Saiyan God Giblet. How is that even possible? Like, and even like before he turns into a Dark type, like while he's still a red unit, performed better. I don't understand this. And again, like I said earlier, I tried that team outside of like the video that I made and had a better experience. I don't know what goes on through like the Legends team's mind when it comes down to them like working on free-to-play units. Granted, I will say this. I understand not making free-to-play units like busted by any means because they want you to focus your resources on getting the shiny summonable premium units. I understand that. That's totally fine, right? But the issue is, if you're not going to put any effort into the free-to-play units, why are you making free-to-play units? Like, it's not even like, there is no reason to have units be like added into the game for the sole purpose of just being used for events. What's the point, right? Because if we're gonna have units that literally doesn't like or can't offer anything to the table, why even include them at all? Or at least as a free-to-play unit. Like, you might as well just make them like a summonable sparking unit. At least then they have some semblance of hope. Whereas we have this scenario where he doesn't serve a purpose at all. Like, I straight up delegated him to the bench for Game Originals specifically because of the fact that Game Originals doesn't have that many units. So having him on the bench at least aids the team in some sort of way, shape, or form. Like, that is the only viability that unit has, and it shouldn't be that way at all. Like, that Super Saiyan God Giblet unit should have been a solid, or at the very least a respectable free-to-play unit, and he's not even that. Like, I would go as far as to say that Super Saiyan God Giblet is one of the worst characters Dragon Ball Legends has ever received, and we got quite a few of them. You know what? This might also be a hot take, but if you guys remember, Endurance was introduced by Hercule, right? I believe it was the red sparking Hercule. He's the first unit in the game to introduce Endurance. The fact alone that that unit has Endurance, in my opinion, gives him better viability than that Giblet, because at least that Hercule can take a devastating blow. Like, if he's on like a team that could like maybe nullify buff effects or something of the sort, then if somebody tries to have like endurance nullification, maybe he'll live, right? I'm exaggerating to an extent, but the fact of the matter is there are older units that exist that could potentially be better than this new Super Saiyan God Giblet. And the best example I have right now is the Dark type Giblet, because I've used him in a video, had a better experience, used him off screen, and had a better experience. So my thought process is, if you're not going to put effort into free-to-play units, what's the point of even including them, right? Like, because we have too many characters in the game to worry about events. Like, I gotta breathe for this one. We have too many units in the game to worry about difficulty concerning events where a free-to-play unit is going to make the experience easier. Because more often than not, when it comes down to these events, the units that are like part of the event, they'll give them like boosted stats, right? They can give those stats to literally any unit in the game if they so choose. So if that's the case, if we can't use free-to-play units in PvP because they're darn near useless, and then we have ways of being able to boost older characters in PvE events, what's the point of the free-to-play units? I don't understand. That's just me personally. I just had to like vent about this because I was really looking forward to this character for many years, and a ton of people have as well. And I think the worst thing is, I'm not the only person who shares this sentiment. Like, again, I made my post on Twitter, and there are a ton of people that agree this unit is literally horrible. I don't know what the team is thinking, but I'm hoping that in the future, if they're going to give us more free-to-play units, like, let's be honest now, but I'm hoping that in the future, they put a lot more thought, a lot more time, and a lot more effort, and hopefully a lot more care into these free-to-play units. Again, you don't have to make them the most broken thing ever. You don't even have to make them anywhere near as good as premium units, but give them a semblance of viability. That's all I ask. But I had to get this out, man, because it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But I do want to know you guys' thoughts on the free-to-play Super Saiyan God Giblet unit in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.